Welcome to Rapid Report, your go-to source for fast, factual, and in-depth news analysis. Today, we bring you an extraordinary story straight from Washington, D.C. A federal judge has ordered an immediate and indefinite halt to President Trump's $400 million White House Grand Ballroom construction project. The East Wing, already demolished to make way for the ambitious expansion, now sits as a massive crater, a stark visual symbol of legal, financial, and political turmoil. From missing donor funds and collapsed national security claims to a growing public backlash, this halted project has quickly become a metaphor for administrative failure and crumbling political capital. Stay with us as we break down the judge's ruling, the donor fallout, the political optics, and what this could mean for the White House, the Republican Party, and the American public. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the bell icon, and smash the like button so you never miss updates on this unfolding story. Share this video to keep your friends informed. You won't want them to miss these developments. In a ruling that has sent shockwaves through Washington, a federal judge has ordered an immediate and indefinite halt to President Donald Trump's $400 million Grand Ballroom construction project at the White House. The East Wing, already demolished to make way for the ambitious expansion, now lies as a massive crater, a stark and haunting reminder of a presidency grappling with mounting political and legal crises. The judge's decision, described by legal analysts as both a political and judicial catastrophe for the Trump administration, centered on three key failures: misleading the court, lacking secured funding, and leveraging false national security claims to justify the demolition. Observers note that the halted construction site, visible from the presidential residence, has already become a powerful symbol of administrative failure, incompetence, and eroding political capital. Construction halted, the crater as crisis imagery. The East Wing of the White House now resembles a mud-filled crater with construction machinery idle and workers absent. A federal marshal posted a cease and desist order early Monday morning, enforcing the judge's ruling. The silence at the site underscores the gravity of the halt, leaving the once proud builder persona of President Trump in sharp contrast to the now desolate excavation. Construction unions had already refused to continue work without guaranteed payment, anticipating financial chaos. Their walkout preceding the judicial order symbolizes yet another blow to a president whose brand is intimately tied to construction and infrastructure. Judge's ruling, phantom capital, and missing money court documents revealed that the administration admitted the $400 million in private donations earmarked for the ballroom project simply does not exist. According to the judge, donors withdrew after global financial tremors, including a recent Japanese bond market crash and the highly publicized Davos incident, which tarnished the administration's credibility. Describing the project as phantom capital and broken promises, the judge condemned the administration's approach as reckless and misleading. The legal rebuke highlights a fundamental collapse in financial planning, raising questions about fiscal responsibility at the highest level of government. National security justification falls apart. The administration's national security rationale for the demolition has also crumbled. A Secret Service report submitted as evidence warned that the new ballroom's design would create vulnerabilities, labeling the structure a sniper paradise. The court concluded that national security concerns were a pretext to push forward a project that lacked funding and legitimacy. This collapse of the security narrative further erodes the administration's credibility, undermining both domestic confidence and international perceptions of American governance. Political optics. Foreign leaders confront the Trump crater. The political fallout is already palpable. Foreign dignitaries passing by the East Wing now witness the Trump crater, a visual metaphor for mismanagement and overreach. Analysts note that the project contradicts the president's self-styled image as a master builder and reinforces narratives of insolvency, administrative incompetence, and fractured leadership. Republicans privately expressed frustration, with some warning that the ballooning costs and halted work may trigger Senate inquiries, Meanwhile, Democrats are leveraging the imagery of destruction to critique the president's priorities amid economic hardship and growing public dissatisfaction. Donor network in disarray. The ruling has sent shockwaves through the donor class. Fearful of reputational damage or potential legal exposure, major contributors have distanced themselves from the project. Some donors may even face investigation for providing false funding commitments. Analysts suggest that this fragmentation marks the beginning of a broader erosion of the administration's financial support base. Public backlash and economic concerns. The public response has been swift and unforgiving. Voters question the wisdom of spending $400 million on a ceremonial ballroom, while many Americans face economic insecurity. The halted construction now serves as a visual shorthand for misplaced priorities and squandered resources, with political opponents capitalizing on the stark imagery. Next steps: legal and administrative limbo. The court has given the administration 30 days to either secure the $400 million in funding or restore the site to its prior condition. Diverting federal funds or seeking foreign financing is legally prohibited. Most experts predict that the General Services Administration, GSA, will likely be tasked with restoring the site, effectively erasing the project and leaving a symbolic void where ambition once stood. Potential criminal exposure. The ruling may carry legal ramifications beyond financial mismanagement. If affidavits submitted to the court falsely claim secured funds, officials could face perjury charges. The judge has demanded full donor documentation by Wednesday, with potential criminal proceedings looming over the administration. What began as a construction dispute could evolve into a criminal fraud investigation, further complicating the political landscape. A week of collapsing narratives. The halted ballroom is only the latest in a series of setbacks. The Davos embarrassment, market volatility, asset seizures, and international scrutiny have all compounded into a narrative of decline. Analysts suggest that the Trump crater now functions as a compelling visual metaphor for a presidency that appears to be running out of road, a symbol of failure and overreach with potentially lasting political consequences. As Washington grapples with the fallout, the East Wing's mud-filled crater stands as an undeniable testament to a presidency confronting legal, financial, and political realities it cannot ignore, legal ramifications, and precedent. The judge's ruling is unprecedented in modern presidential history. Few administrations have faced judicial halts on major projects within the White House, especially citing false funding claims and misuse of national security as a pretext. Potential criminal exposure. If officials knowingly submitted affidavits claiming secured funds that didn't exist, this could trigger perjury investigations. Legal experts note that proving intent may lead to criminal liability for senior aides or contractors involved. Donor scrutiny. The judge's demand for donor documentation could uncover violations of federal campaign finance laws, tax laws, or even fraud statutes. If donors made commitments under false pretenses, both the donors and the administration could face coordinated investigations. Administrative precedent. This case may set a precedent limiting future administrations' ability to justify major construction projects with vague national security claims or unverifiable private funding. It raises questions about oversight of presidential spending outside Congress's formal appropriations. Political symbolism. The crater as metaphor. The East Wing's destruction is more than a construction issue. It's a potent symbol of the administration's fragility. Failure of the builder persona. Trump's image as a master builder has been central to his brand. The crater contradicts this narrative, visually signaling incompetence and mismanagement. Political capital erosion. The project's collapse demonstrates waning influence over both donors and Congress. Political analysts argue this could weaken the administration's bargaining power in upcoming legislative battles or foreign negotiations. Visual politics. Media coverage of the mud-filled crater offers an easily digestible symbol of failure. Even without understanding legal or financial nuances, the public can interpret the crater as evidence of mismanagement and unfulfilled promises. Economic and donor implications. Donor backlash. Wealthy donors, already jittery after market disruptions, Japan bond crash, Davos embarrassment, are likely reconsidering their support. The legal scrutiny could make continued contributions politically and legally risky. Market perception. Wall Street and international markets may view the halted project as an indicator of mismanagement, potentially impacting confidence in the administration's economic stewardship. Contractor. Fallout. Construction firms and unions face uncertainty about payment and reputational risk. Their walkout not only disrupts the project, but publicly signals distrust in the administration's promises. National security narrative collapse. The administration's argument that the ballroom was vital for security has been exposed as a pretext. Security versus optics. The Secret Service report highlighting sniper vulnerabilities suggests that the administration prioritized aesthetics and image over genuine protection needs. Strategic weakness. Foreign diplomats and intelligence observers may perceive the mismanaged project as a sign of operational recklessness, potentially undermining trust in U.S. leadership. Political fallout and public perception. Republican frustration. Internal dissent among party leaders is growing. Senate Republicans may demand hearings, while party strategists worry about optics before elections. Democratic leverage. Democrats can weaponize the Trump crater narrative, framing it as emblematic of broader administrative failures which could resonate in swing districts. Voter trust. Public perception may shift from disappointment in a single project to skepticism of the administration's overall competence, especially amid economic uncertainty. International implications. Diplomatic embarrassment. Visiting dignitaries now confront a visible failure. Some may interpret it as a metaphor for U.S. instability or declining administrative discipline. Soft power. Damage. The halted project may reduce the credibility of the U.S. in negotiations requiring financial or logistical competence, from climate commitments to military alliances. That wraps up our in-depth coverage of the halted Trump White House ballroom project, a story that continues to shake Washington and reverberate across the political landscape. From the mud-filled crater of the East Wing to the legal and donor fallout, this case is shaping up to be a defining moment of the administration. We'll continue tracking the story as it develops, including potential criminal exposure, GSA restoration plans, and the broader political fallout. If you want up-to-the-minute updates, expert analysis, and detailed breakdowns of this and other major news stories, make sure you subscribe to Rapid Report, like this video, and share it with your network. And remember, in today's fast-changing world, being informed is being empowered. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next report.